Good morning. This is P Raghavan, Assistant Professor from P.S.R Engineering College, SIVAKASI. Today we are going to discuss about inheritance in C++. One of the most important concepts in object-oriented programming is that of inheritance. Inheritance allows us to define a class in terms of another class, which make it easier to create and maintain an application. This also provides an opportunity to use the code, functionality and fast implementation time. There are three types of access specifier which helps in inheriting the data. They are public, protected and private. Public data can be used in the same class and in derived class and also outside the classes. Protected data can be utilized in same class and in derived class, but not outside the classes. Private data can be used within the base class. It cannot be used in the derived class or outside the classes. Base and derived classes. There are two types of classes in inheritance concept. They are base class and derived class. Existing class is called base class or parent class, and new class is called derived class or child class. A class can be derived from more than one classes, which means it can inherit data and function from multiple base classes. This is an example program for inheritance in which we have a class named save. In the class we have two member function. One is set width and another one is set height. These two member functions are under public access specifier. Inside the set width and set height, we are going to assign the variable for the value. And there is another access specifier inside the class save. Under protected access specifier, there are two variable declaration, int width and int height. There is another class called rectangle. This is the child class or derived class. We are going to inherit data from parent class or base class, which is save. Now we are going to use scope resolution operator for deriving data from the base class. Class rectangle scope resolution operator public save. Under this derived class, we have public data, public member function get area. Within the get area member function, we are going to return the multiplication value of width and height. Next, we close the derived class and we start the main function. Main function, inside the main function, we create object for derived class. By creating object for the derived class, we can access both member function inside the base class. Here rectangle is the derived class. We are going to create object rect, that is rect, for the derived class rectangle. Using this object, we are going to access the member function within the base class. There are two member functions, set width and set height. By passing the parameter value of 5 and 7 in the respective member function set width and set height, we can able to calculate the total area of the rectangle. In cout, we just print the rectangle get area, the area of the rectangle, by using the object rect dot get area. This is a simple sample code for inheritance concept. There are different types of inheritance: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance. Now we start from single inheritance. A single inheritance is defined as an inheritance in which a derived class is inherited from only one base class. That is, suppose we have two classes, class A and class B. Class A is the base class and class B is the derived class. This mode of inheriting a data from one base class to one derived class is called single inheritance. For example, here we suppose to have two classes, class account and class programmer. Class account is the base class and class programmer is the derived class. Inside class account, under public access specifier, we declare a float variable with the value of 60,000 and after closing the class, we start the class programmer. Inside this derived class, we declare a public data float bonus equal to 5,000. So here class account is the base class, class programmer is the derived class. We are going to derive the data from account base class. Okay. In main function, we are supposed to create an object for the derived class. Here derived class is programmer, so we create an object for programmer class. P1 is the object for programmer class. Using this object, we can access the salary value and bonus value of the class account and class programmer. This is a simple example for single inheritance. And next one is multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance is a process of deriving a class from another derived class. So, step-by-step process of deriving a class is called multi-level inheritance. Here, we suppose to have a base class and one derived class and another one derived class from the derived class. When one class inherits another class which is further inherited by another class is known as multi-level inheritance. Here we suppose to have one base class named animal. Under public access specifier we have a member function void id, and next we have a derived class called class dog, which is derived data from animal base class. Inside the derived class dog, we have void bark. Next we have another one derived class which derives the data from the previous derived class. The second derived class name is baby dog and it derives the data from the first derived class called dog. Inside the baby dog class, we have a member function under public access specifier called void weep. By implementing this type of inheritance model, we can easily explain how the multi-level inheritance works. In the main function, we create a object for last derived class, that is baby dog. The object for baby dog derived class is D1. Using this D1, we are going to access the member function from each classes D1.eat, D1.bark and D1.weep. Through this type of implementation, we able to explain how multi-level inheritance works. The third type of inheritance is multiple inheritance. In this type of inheritance, we derive data from multiple base class. to one derived class. Multiple inheritance is the process of deriving a new class that inherit the attribute from two or more base classes. In this program, we have base class, class A. Inside class A, under public access specifier, we have a function called void get A. Next, we have another one base class called class B. Inside the class B, we have one member function under public access specifier called void get B. And there is one derived class which derives the data from two different base classes. That is, class C is the derived class which derives the public data from class A and B. Inside class C derived class, we have a void display function. Through this display function, we can able to display the value of A, B and added value of A plus B. In main function, we created a object for last derived class, that is class C. C is the object. Using this object, we can get data of A and B, and we can able to display the value of A and B under display function. This is how multiple inheritance works. And hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance is the combination of more than one type of inheritance model. Here, class A is the base class. Inside the class, we have get A member function, and class B is the derived class. Inside this class, we have get B member function. Class B derives the data from class A, and class C is the base class. Inside class C, we have void get C member function, and class D is the derived class which derives the data from B and C base classes. So, in this concept, we have implemented two different types of inheritance model. So, combination of two different type of inheritance model is called hybrid inheritance model. And last inheritance model is hierarchical inheritance model. In this type of inheritance, the process of deriving more than one class from the base class. In this model, we have one base class and more number of child or derived classes. Class shape is the base class, and class rectangle and triangle are two different types of derived classes which derives public data from the base class shape. So, this mode of implementing or accessing data from one base class to two different derived class is called hierarchical inheritance. So, through this inheritance concept, it is clear that we can able to reuse the code, and time for code is very less when compared to normal mode of writing. So, reusability of code is the greatest advantage in inheritance concept. Thank you.